What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are back doing another episode of New and Old Games, going over some of our recent pickups, the new games that we've added to the collection over the past month or so. And I told you guys, when we started doing these videos, I had like this huge stack of games to go through. And that's why we made a bunch of videos kind of rapid fire. But after we got through all of those, they were going to be a little bit more staggered. So it has been like over a month since the last one, but all things considered, it's been over a month. Still quite a few games we've added. Jesus. There was actually one thing I was really waiting on, but who knows how long it's going to take to arrive. It's in the mail. Living in Canada, man. Every time something gets shipped from the States, who knows, it'll get hung up at the border sometimes for a month with no fucking reason. But anyways, we got a good variety of things today, and dare I say it, we finally got some good stuff. Anyways, let's just start off strong here. We got Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia. This is a 3DS Fire Emblem game. This was the last 3DS Fire Emblem game, and there was actually a lot of Fire Emblem games on the 3DS. I feel like this series is always really good on a handheld, and I really want another Fire Emblem game on the Switch, because I love Three Houses. But Shadows of Valentia, this one's still sealed, man, and this is a late 3DS game, just in general. I want to say this one came out in 2017, so by the time this came out, I think the Switch was already out, so this was, definitely a very late 3DS game. And I feel like it's going to be one of those ones that, give it enough time, it might get up there in price. But either way, I'm a huge fan of the Fire Emblem games. I do have a modded 3DS, so maybe I'll just play it that way. But, this one's still sealed. I feel like I might want to keep it that way. We'll see. But anyways, Shadows of Valentia. I hear good things about this one too. This is a remake, by the way. Okay. Next up, we got such a weird assortment today. 360 games. We got some 360 games. We got those. I'm a fan of horror games. I also, for some reason, have a big soft spot for superhero games, right? I just played through Avengers War for Wakanda on the channel. Ain't nobody watching me play that. But you know what? I enjoy those games. For whatever reason, it's just, I grew up like a comic book guy, loving, the 90s animated series as well, for all the Marvel shows, X-Men, Spider-Man. So seeing how big superheroes are these days, it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat, and I don't take it for granted. But today we picked up Deadpool on the old Xbox 360. Do you know what? They also made this one for PS4. They did a PS4 port that definitely runs a lot better. But dude, it's getting expensive, and the reason why these ones are kind of getting up there in price, the 360 one not so much, but the PS4 one, yes. It's because licensing, dude. Marvel and Activision. That's a big problem with a lot of these licensed games. That's why the Spider-Man games that I showed you, I think in the last video, they're getting up there in price. You can't download the PS4 version digitally. It got delisted. But this is actually a really cool game, dude. It's a 3D action game. It's kind of like Devil May Cry, just with fucking Deadpool. And this is voiced by Nolan North, and he's just insane. This is full unfiltered Nolan North, just going off as Deadpool. That's what threw me off in the Avengers game, that Iron Man is voiced by Nolan North. Has a lot of the same mannerisms from the Deadpool character. I'm just this is really throwing me off. Moving on. Now this is a bad game, but I've never played it, and I just had this morbid curiosity to check it out. But that's XMen Destiny, continuing with the superhero games. And this is an X-Men game where you create your own mutant, right? You can choose from 3, I think, different types of powers and play your own character. It is an RPG. It's an action RPG, but here's the thing. It's made by Silicon Knights. Why that name might be familiar is because they made some really good games, such as Eternal Darkness, Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, and then and then they went on to make Too Human, which was a huge cluster, and then they went on to make XMen Destiny, and then they closed. So, you know, I out of morbid curiosity, I picked this one up. I've never played it. I might want to check it out. And even though it's an RPG, I think it's only like 5 hours long. I honestly think that these guys just shit this game out. But whatever, we added it to the collection. It's super cheap. Next up. Again, what was I just saying? Horror games and superhero games. So we had superhero games. Next, we got Alan Wake. Now, I know what you're thinking. Brendan, how the f do you not own a copy of Alan Wake already? Well, I did. I did own a copy of Alan Wake, and I have no idea what happened to it. It's gone. It's absolutely gone, dude. I love this game. I've only played it once, though. That's the thing. I've only played through this game once, and I really want to play it through again, and we're definitely going to do it on the channel. I don't know when. We have such a huge backlog of things we gotta play. But Alan Wake, in terms of like what horror games I want to play next, I want to play Evil Within very, very soon. I also really want to play Alan Wake. I also really want to play Silent Hill 2. I got a lot of stuff. Those are like the 3 horror games that I want to play next, whenever we eventually get to it. So last episode, I think I was talking shit. Surprise, surprise. I was talking some trash about Skyward Sword. Switch games, boys. We're on to the Switch. So I was talking about how Nintendo has a habit of, you know, putting out games that people, they don't really want. No one's asking for this. Hence, Zelda Skyward Sword HD. But you know what? I never really gave this game a fair shake. I had it on Wii, but I never finished it. I think I only got like 2 dungeons deep. And, the game was just so ridiculous and so clunky, and the pacing was the worst. And this game still has a lot of problems, but this is by far a much better experience. And do you know what? I'm even playing with the analog stick controls, right? And I saw a lot of people were being like, "Oh, don't play with the analog stick controls. It sucks." It's not that bad. I actually got really used to it really fast. And dude, just the quality of life things that they've added to this game, the fact that you can skip all a lot of the dialogue and exposition and stuff like that, really helps make the game a much more pleasant experience. And it looks way better, dude. It looks way, way better. I'm actually having some fun with this game. I take back what I said last time, because it's actually pretty good. All you fucking need is just a couple tweaks, man. Couple quality of life improvements, and that's all it took for that game. Moving on with the Switch. Double whammy, dude. These are still sealed. I ordered these from Limited Run Games like 6 months ago, like a long ass time ago, and they arrived in the mail. I'm just like, what the f is this? I don't remember this. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I did order these like half a year ago, and that's No More Heroes 1 and 2 physical editions on the Switch. I'm kind of annoyed that they had to go the Limited Run Games route for these in the first place. Like, isn't No More Heroes like a big enough title? Isn't Suda51 a popular enough game creator that they could just do an actual run of these games instead of doing limited run? You pay a premium for the limited run games, first of all, especially being Canadian. You gotta pay for all that shipping and stuff, and possible import fees and stuff like that. Pain in the ass. But anyways, and the third one like just came out, so I might want to pick that one up as well. Haven't tried these out on the Switch yet. Apparently they're like the best versions, but just the fact that you can actually like use your Joy-Cons to shake on all that shit. And I think I'm gonna open these. I don't think I'm gonna keep them sealed, because I might want to replay them at some point. But No More Heroes 1 and 2 limited run. Man, there's a bunch of like limited run games that sometimes I miss the boat on, and then by the time that like they're actually out and I'm just like, oh, I want a copy, I have to, like, if I want it, you're forced to pay scalper fees, and I'm just like, that. So gotta keep your ears to the ground when it comes to the limited run game stuff, because otherwise there's no way in hell I would buy these. So moving on. This was actually, believe it or not, one of my most anticipated games of the entire year, and that is, on the Switch again, the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. First of all, I love the box art to this game. I know it's not my camera's focusing on my face and not the thing. But this is the Great Ace Attorney, 2 games in one. So it's the first one and the second one that were out on the 3DS, and then they were only in Japan, never released outside of Japan. And then it finally got localized and put together on one Switch cart. And goddamn, I was looking forward to this, and I've started playing. This came out like a month ago, but I've been so busy. I only just started playing recently. Got through the entire first case, very long case. You know, usually like the first case in the game is like, you know, just getting your feet wet. It's a shorter case, but this one was like huge. It was like 4 hours long. I'm just like, holy shit. It's a taste of things to come, and it's really good so far. Great Ace Attorney. Man, I love the Ace Attorney games. So charming. Okay, only a couple more, dude. We're going through these very fast. But, you know what? I decided recently that, you know, in terms of, like, the collecting, our PS3 catalog, like, there's maybe a couple games I want still, but it's pretty much, we're good. I don't really need very many more PS3 games. The GameCube collection, my GameCube collection, not huge, but it's all killer, no filler, dude. And I have, there's maybe 3 or 4 games left on the GameCube that I want, but it's pretty much, it's in a good spot. So there's not that many more GameCube games that I want and or need. And then, like, I've been collecting a lot of Wii games, even though we are not adding a single Wii game today. That's one of the consoles that I'm still kind of like collecting random stuff for. It's a really fun console to collect for. So I decided that, okay, you know what? I talk a lot of shit about the Nintendo 64, and my Nintendo 64 collection sucks ass. But there's like a dozen really good games on the Nintendo 64 that I love. But then the rest of the catalog really sucks. So I'm just like, you know what? I should at least fill out that dozen or so games that I actually want on the N64. We should just focus on that next. Add some N64 games, because we're getting pretty in the weeds on some of these other consoles. So that's what we started doing. And to start it off, we got Star Fox 64. First of all, can we just appreciate that the label art or the box art or whatever for Star Fox 64 sucks? And I love this game. I love Star Fox 64. I'm very nostalgic for it because it is the first Nintendo 64 game I ever played.
We need your help, Star Fox. Andross has declared war.
But it's like, why did they pick just a random fucking jobber enemy to put on the front cover? And this was actually the last Star Fox game that I needed to complete the Star Fox console collection, dude. We got them all. The only ones I need now are the handheld versions, which I think there's only a few, right? Like Star Fox Command, something like that. There's like a DS one, and then there's like Star Fox 64 3DS. But I actually really like Star Fox. The funny thing is I got all these other console games, but the only ones I've really played, the only ones like I've really front to back played several times are Star Fox for the Super Nintendo and for the Nintendo 64. I love those games. The other ones, like Star Fox Assault, I actually picked up maybe 6 months ago, and I've never played through entirely. So I was thinking it would be fun because a lot of these games can be played like very quick. You can get through Super Nintendo Star Fox in like less than an hour, easy. Star Fox 64, if you want to just do one path, one route, hour and a half tops, you know? So I'm just like, you know what, we should just play through some Star Fox games on the channel, right? We're doing this whole Metroid saga. We're on the 3rd Metroid game. We're playing through Super Metroid on the channel right now. So it'd be fun to check out Assault, because I don't think Assault is very long. And Star Fox Zero, which I haven't played this one at all. This is actually still sealed. I haven't even opened this one yet. And we did, Jesus Christ, we did start playing Star Fox Adventures on the channel way back years ago. How long has it been now? Actually, it hasn't been that long. 2.5, 3 years, something like that. And that game, I'm not really sure what to think about it. Didn't love it, to be honest with you. I was thinking maybe, especially once we do all the Metroid games, we can do some Star Fox. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Also a series I would love to see come back in some capacity. That's it. Last game, and I saved the best for last. And I've been dragging my feet on this one. I should have bought this one years ago. This is one where it's like I've had so many opportunities to buy this game at a much cheaper price point. But I've always just put it off. I was like, oh, I'll get it at some point. I'll get it at some point. And I just never ended up getting it and adding it to the collection. And so, you know, I had to pay like $80 for this goddamn game, which I've seen it on eBay for more than 100 Canadian dollars. But this is Super Metroid. Hell yeah, couldn't be any more fitting as well, because we're in the middle of a playthrough of this game on the channel. And I'm doing like the playthrough, and holy this game is so good. It totally holds up. It still looks amazing. The soundtrack, the gameplay. This is a game that is just... Dude, like, I know I talk shit about the N64, but for good reason, okay? Because in comparison, Super Nintendo, chef's kiss, dude, aged so fucking well. These, like, so many Super Nintendo games still hold up. And I would take the Super Nintendo library over the N64 library any day of the week. And so we're in the middle of the Super Metroid playthrough, and part of me was tempted to be like, let's just restart the playthrough using actual hardware for the authentic experience, but we're already like halfway through the game, so I don't know. But anyways, super stoked to finally add this to my collection, because again, that's one that I've just been dragging my feet on for years. I've had so many opportunities. I only got myself to blame. Anyways, guys, that is it. We got, I do have more stuff on the way, so hopefully it won't be another month and a bit until the next one. Actually, I was thinking for the next video, I was thinking what we could do is we could do a video highlighting some of the more expensive games in the collection. Not that I have a ton of expensive games, and I don't really like, I don't put too much value or stake in like really high priced titles and stuff like that. But I do, you know, admit that it is interesting and it's fascinating, and it's, you know, I want to see like what is considered to be valuable and what's not. You know, what the drives some of these prices. Sometimes there's like very little logic or rhyme or reason to it. But anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you thought about it. Let me know if there's any like N64 games. Let me know if there's any N64 hidden gems. I talk shit all about it all the time and how there's only 12 good games on it. But, you know, prove me wrong. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.